There's a lot of stuff I tried to explain to people. Like, I tried to explain that I needed a place to have my mail sent to so that I could actually defend myself against these predators. People just weren't understanding of that. Like, I need to be able to receive the mail. I need to be able to do the paperwork. I need to have access to it. But with all the moving around I was doing, I was prevented from that. There were people in California and Missouri and Georgia and all over the place telling me, well, you could use my mailbox. It doesn't do me any good because I can't receive mail at your mailbox. Why would I have somebody send something from Colorado all the way to Georgia when I would just then have to wait for that person in Georgia to send it to me to a non-existent address? A safe place is a place where I can defend myself. Or a place where I don't have to defend myself. Now, I already knew that getting disability with warrants, getting my disability back with warrants, wasn't something that was going to happen. But I kept on having people tell me, oh no, Sean, that's not how it works. Well, I looked it up online. And then I explained to people that I looked it up online. And they're like, oh no, Sean, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, I do know what I'm talking about. I've been through it. I tried explaining to my dad that a vehicle is nice, but I need to be able to defend myself in court where it doesn't make any difference. He wanted to harass me every single day to call those people and call those people and call those people and try to get my disability back. And I did, and I did, and I did. I recorded him and put him on YouTube. He knew that he was being recorded for for two of the three conversations we had. The first one we had, he had no idea he was being recorded. But the second two, you can see how he's more interested in hiding his own wrongdoing than he is in helping out his own son. Like somehow him being imperfect will make him die. See, he wants to hate on me for doing to him the things that were done to me. Except I was a lot nicer about it. I didn't hit him. I didn't threaten to kill him. I didn't threaten to kill his family. I didn't threaten to kill his friends. But I had to do what he wanted, how he wanted, when he wanted. And he wanted to pretend like he knew better than me, even though I'm the one that's living it. Living a situation he never had to live. See, when my dad went to prison, it was over something he actually did. Much like Natalie's dad. My dad is a sinner who will not admit that he sins. He says, oh, I admit I'm wrong all the time. No. Saying that you admit that you were wrong is completely different from actually admitting it. Because if you're actually admitting it, you're being specific instead of just generalizing. A lot of people were mad at me for generalizing. I was generalizing because I was trying to keep people's names safe. But then everybody wanted to get all butthurt like little bitches. So I started dropping names, and people didn't like that either. Well, at least I dropped their names for things that they did. That Layla Johnson lady, yeah, she's nuttier than fucking squirrel turds. It would have been nice if I could have coordinated with people and understood this a little bit better. See, with all the Facebook bans that I was on, I was pretty well stuck with whoever was sent my way. There weren't a lot of people who were sending me their numbers way back last January, when it really mattered. And I kept on getting Facebook banned because these people who hate me don't care what I have to say, they just hate me. They destroy evidence and then say, well, why don't you produce evidence? These people all know that I was. They were all involved in trying to destroy it, and they were bragging about it on Facebook groups. Facebook groups that I was not allowed in. That's not going to do anything to detract from the fact that I will speak out until I am dead. Somebody has to. I know too many parents who are afraid to come forward. They're afraid that if they tell on the predator, then bad things will happen. And they're right. My cousin, her name's Amy. She's mad at me now because I exposed her husband as a meth addict and a child molester. She was typing to me that I'm a good man and nothing will ever change that. But then, you remember how I was typing about not having a safe place? Yeah. When I told my cousin what I was doing, that I'd turned her husband in, the first thing she started saying is that she didn't have a safe place, and how I was trying to fuck up her life. My dad, when I told on him when I made that post about him and his cocaine and him going to prison, he accused me of trying to ruin his life. There's a big difference between my dad, Amy, and I. Amy knows that her husband is a meth addict, and her daughter told her that he molested her. My dad, he went to prison for 38 counts of cocaine possession with intent to sell. This is something he actually did. Now he says he never messed with cocaine, but my mom's story about them meeting is that they met at a track meet in Chapel, Nebraska. They did some cocaine on the back of the bus on the way to Bayard. Yes, my mom snuck onto the Bayard bus. Me, I didn't stalk Natalie. By her own admission, in her own words, we didn't have a sexual relationship. I didn't stalk Alycia. I didn't molest Alycia. I didn't rape Alycia. I didn't murder Natalie. That's the thing. Obviously, I didn't do those things to Natalie, by her own admission. So if I had done those things, that would be Miss Alycia that I had done them to. So Miss Alycia needs to come forward if I did those things, and if I did not, she needs to come forward about that. What happened to me is fucking disgusting, and no human being should have to go through this. The things that I was going through before Natalie died, the things that I was telling her that I was going through. You look at that post that she made. Go all the way back to the very beginning, while she was still alive, and look at the things that people were posting on there. Those things are the way that people were treating me before she posted that. It just became more people afterwards. That's the problem with knowing what's up. That's the problem with having experience. Just because you know what's going on doesn't mean anybody gives a fuck.